There's a lot of focus on Arizona, one of the most contested Senate races out there. You have the Democratic candidate, Kristen Sinema, fighting for a seat once considered an easier win, possibly, for the Democrats. Her opponent is the current GOP Congresswoman Martha McSally, who does now have President Trump in her corner. In fact, he's out there rallying for her candidacy this evening. Where do the scales currently stand, though? Big picture in the fight to gain control in our nation's capital. Let's talk about that now with Chris Wilson, GOP pollster and strategist. Chris, good to see you. I think, we sort of look at expected events, especially in the realm of financial markets. And I think what markets are looking at now is a Democratic House and a Republican Senate. That's what is the expected November result. I'm wondering, though, if any of that is starting to change in Republican minds. In other words, are the odds improving with Kavanaugh and everything that's been going on the last few weeks that maybe the Republicans do have a shot to keep the House? What do you think?
Well, they are. And as you point out, I mean, Republicans are expected to hold the Senate, and potentially it's now looking as if they'll pick up a few seats. The question is how many seats they'll pick up. They're likely to pick up North Dakota. They're likely to pick up Missouri. They're likely to, they're leading in Florida, could pick up Montana, could pick up Indiana, West Virginia. I mean, you've got a lot of things in play there for Republicans. Going on to the House, as you mentioned, after the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, you really saw a rise in Republican enthusiasm, which it is either throughout the 2018, the midterm cycle, in our polling, we had seen Democrat enthusiasm leading, and now we have seen Republican enthusiasm meet and in some cases even exceed the Democrat enthusiasm we'd seen the entire time. So now looking at most forecasting models give Democrats about give Republicans a 1 in 5 chance of holding the House, and that's still 20%.
Yeah, it's still an uphill
that means,
climb, but
it is still an uphill climb. But those forecasting models, not to geek out too much here, are based on a lot of factors that are, I would argue, are misplaced, and some of the things that led to the predictions in 2016 that Hillary Clinton was going to win. They are overly balanced with national polls that take large samples out of California, New York, northeastern cities. They put an overly aggressive weight, in my view, on fundraising, in which Democrats clearly have a lead in fundraising, but that's due to some fundamentals that are built in through organizational infrastructure that they've got in place that Republicans don't currently have.
Okay, so
I
you're
think all
saying
that leads to Republicans giving a better chance.
They do have a better chance as being reported even. And the odds are improving because of Kavanaugh, the president's approval rating going up. Here's some of the official fundraising numbers on the screen now. To your point, the deficit may be not as large as it appears to be, but it's still not likely, right? What's the key for Republicans here if they're going to turn this around in the next few weeks? And actually, because this would be a big story if they're able to take control or keep control of the House. What's the key?
It would. I think there's a few things that factor into it. One, I believe that the data operation run by the RNC is superior to that's coming out of the Democrats. So the utilization by these campaigns of that data for specific targeting, that's number one. Number two is fundraising. There are 92 Republican incumbents who have been outraised by their Democratic challengers. That's absolutely unacceptable. And those Republican incumbents that are being outraised have got to do a better job. And then the Republican donor community, the small dollar donors that support Republican candidates, have got to get involved. And Republicans have got to work hard to get that. And then third is maintaining that level of enthusiasm. I think that really comes down to Republicans taking a stand and taking a lot of keys from the president. President Trump does a good job getting Republican base voters excited on issues. He understands that it's going to get them to turn out, and Republican members running for Congress have got to do the exact same thing.
Right, no doubt with the base. The question is, in some of these suburban districts, whether he's helping or hurting, but I guess we'll find that out in early November. We'll come back to you, Chris. It's interesting the way things are tightening up. Thanks for coming on.
It is. Thank you.
You're welcome.